Welcome to our webinar on maximising the value of NDIS APIs for your business. Today, we've got some tips for providers and organisations. I'm Shannon, the Operations Manager at Care Access, and we're going to lead you through this presentation. Just a couple of house rules. Turn off your camera and microphone, please. Feel free to type in your questions in the chat box, and we'll address those questions in the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Just in brief, what we'll cover today in this session: what are NDIS APIs? Getting the most out of NDIS APIs for service providers and organisations. Using APIs to streamline process, integrate with other software tools. Using APIs to customise applications to meet specific needs. And we'll touch on the importance of staying up to date with the NDIS API changes. First off, what is an API? An API, or an application programming interface, is a way for two machines to speak to each other. All right, so it sounds a little complex, but it's not. A really good example of this is if you're using your mobile phone and you've got an app that you're using to communicate, to say, check the weather information. That's an API between your phone and the Bureau of Meteorology, okay? So it's a machine-to-machine communication. Really simple. What does it do for NDIS providers? Well, it essentially allows you to connect your platform through to the MyPlace portal or to the back end of the NDIS. So you're not having to manually interface, all right, with the MyPlace portal. You don't have to log in and do those sorts of things. It all happens in the back end for you and seamlessly. Getting the most out of NDIS APIs for service providers and organisations. So there's a lot of processing power that can be obtained by integrating your system into the NDIS APIs. You can do participant verifications. You can create and amend service bookings and agreements. You can pull down budget information. You can pull down information pertaining to plan goals. You can do automated claiming. You can also get event-based notifications pertaining to plan end date updates, RFS assigned, quotation requests required, and other valuable event-based notifications to keep your participant database in alignment and make sure that you are up to date. Let's talk about how APIs really have influenced technology. Traditional banking versus smart banking. So do you recall what it was like banking before you actually had phone banking on your phone? So we're talking about the old dark days when you had to go into a bank branch and fill in a deposit or a withdrawal slip and stand and wait for the teller and, you know, ID yourself and then go through the transaction. That was a big hassle, all right? It was a big part of your day taken up with a manual process. Well, this is the same thing with the NDIS APIs. When you're integrated, you don't have to log into the MyPlace portal and go here and go there and try and retrieve information. And everything's available to you in one place, one single source of truth. And that's what we're trying to communicate to you today. Using the APIs really streamlines your processes, and it can integrate with other software tools as well. So you can have your customer relationship management system interfaced with your finance system. You can have incoming notifications that generate alerts to your staff members so that they can action things that need to be completed, those tasks that need attention to keep your participants' service agreements up to date, to ensure you are delivering services with valid plans and valid service bookings, and being able to claim those services, limiting your rejections. Imagine being able to use your website to integrate your CRM, not only to give you participant information, but really allow your business to automatically sign up your participants, verify their plans, their start and end dates, ensure that they're a valid participant before you even start delivering services. All right. And if you've got existing bookings that you've done in the MyPlace portal, be able to pull those bookings out of the MyPlace portal into your CRM so that you can manage everything in one location. All right. There's some really good, powerful integration work that we can do that's going to help you moving forward. We can also automatically update service bookings for you. You can see budgets available under core capacity and capital, depending on the relationship you have with the participant. You can automatically claim either via the batch process or by the single point claiming, which is an automatic process that gives you an answer straight away, whether or not that claim has been approved or rejected. It's really creating that single source of truth in one location to help you manage your participants and deliver better services. There's no limitation to the amount of integration you can perform. Every system can be linked for a seamless workflow. We can even use APIs to build custom applications to meet your specific needs. So if you've got a requirement that you want to build out, we can do this using our proven technology flows. And it all comes down to really finding out what your pain points are and working through those pain points to ensure that we can automate that process for you. Now, there's some really important changes happening in the NDIS. The system itself is changing. They're moving from one system to another, and that's referred to as the PACE project. You might have heard about it. They started a trial in Tasmania where they're moving participants across to a new system. Now, that new system at this stage will not include service bookings. Okay, so it's going to really change the way you do business. And to stay ahead of that, you really need to be integrated with the APIs to ensure that you've got the correct data. So when you're moving forward and claiming services, you want to make sure that you are the endorsed provider. You want to make sure that there are budgets available for your services, and you want to be able to claim quickly and easily. So staying ahead of the curve and teaming up with an integration partner like Care Access is really going to help you stay up to date. Just a few closing facts about what we do here at Care Access. 23,000 plus unique NDIA participants, more than 69,000 participants a month we transact on our platform, and that represents around $414 million. So there's a lot of people trusting Care Access with their integrations. We are a trusted partner and one of the first integration partners authorized by the NDIA. We'll move into the Q&A section now. If you've got any questions, please pop them into the chat and we'll do our best to answer them. Thanks very much for listening.